Yeah. Good Tuesday morning. I guess. It's a good Tuesday morning. We'll go right out to the phone lines, get this thing started. Galen, from Life South. Palm Garden Health Rehabilitation, Penn Flooring just shipped. He's here because of them. Good morning, Galen. How are you? Whatever. Yeah,
man. What are we doing? God darn.
Okay, first off, I'm still asleep.
Oh! Yeah, why does that game have to start so late? It didn't end till what, like 11:10 or something?
What? The game started at like 10:30 Eastern, I think.
Oh, and it kept going. Pre-game.
Why? I don't understand. I understand prime time. Okay, we're talking about the NCAA championship game last night, basketball, and I understand the desire to get it into prime time. But hell, prime time starts at 8 o'clock. Why did we have to wait till 9? The tip was at 9:22. Why do we have to wait till almost half an hour into the 9 o'clock p.m. hour before we get a tip? And they said, it was in New Orleans Central Time Zone. Oh, so they had to start at 7 instead of 8:20. Then it started at 7:20. Okay.
Yeah, the last few have been at the start time. It was a heck of a basketball game, though, Tom.
It was the worst national anthem I've ever heard in my life.
I don't listen.
It was a woman singing the national anthem, Galen, and she was carrying the tune of the national anthem, but the music that was playing in the background that was supposed to be guiding her along was New Orleans jazz.
Ooh, that's rough.
Like banjo and zydeco type jazz that was supposed to be giving her the cues for the national anthem. They couldn't have matched any worse than if I'd have performed it.
Wow. I didn't see that. I may have to watch that. No.
It was not good. It was so bad that you have to watch it.
But you would admit, what a game. What an absolute back-and-forth slugfest.
Here's the thing. Any team that I want to win, if they get a lead that looks insurmountable, know that they're going to lose the game. Ask the Atlanta Falcons, and now ask the North Carolina Tar Heels. The largest comeback in NCAA tournament history for a championship game.
No, not tournament.
No, for a championship game happened last night.
Yeah.
The largest comeback in Super Bowl history happened against the Falcons. If the team I want to win gets out to what looks like an unsurmountable lead, go right then to the betting window and bet mid-game on the other team to win.
A heck of a pass. And again, Kansas in the second half came out as a different team.
North Carolina bullied Kansas.
Their defense intensified. They started hitting shots.
Yeah, North Carolina bullied Kansas in the first half, and Kansas bullied North Carolina in the second half.
Yeah, and again, they quit getting it inside. Because that's what was working. And Love did not have a good second half.
No. He didn't have a good game, though. He was like 4 of 21. He didn't have a good game.
He didn't. It was fun to watch.
And Kansas.
And when
Kansas actually.
By the way, how old does the Manning look?
Well, I know Danny Manning looks really old to have played in '88. Yeah, to have been. Yeah. But Kansas. Charles Barkley said it best at halftime. What was Kansas trying to do? They got to this point of the season, except for one game, by their guards just being so fast and so quick and outplaying everybody. Then they get against a Villanova team that's undersized, so they pounded into their big man as they should in an undersized game. But then they tried that same thing against Carolina. Carolina's not undersized. Once they got back to the game Kansas played, where Kansas's guards took over, where Brown and those guys took over, Kansas ran North Carolina out of the gym.
Boy, that kid is so quick. He turns the corner and you're like, okay, he ain't going anywhere. And next thing you know, he's at the rack, finishing with a high layup. So quick. I enjoyed the heck out of watching that game.
It was a good basketball game.
Really,
the only problem was it didn't end till like 3:30 in the morning.
No, No, and that's true. It was a heck of a basketball game. I really did enjoy it. Carolina, in the first half, I think they shot like 17 free throws, something ridiculous like that.
16.
In the second half, they could not get a free throw. They couldn't get to the line. The officials just let them start playing a little bit more. And at first, I'm like, okay, this will help Carolina because they only have 5 guys. But turned out Kansas got every single call in the second half that they didn't get in the first half. It was truly a game of 2 halves.
It really was.
Kansas win.
And by the way, Kansas let Carolina stay in that game by not being able to hit free throws.
Sure. Yeah, you're right. Because the way Carolina played, and they could get Mannix involved. That inside-out game that had been so productive for them.
Poor Manic.
Season.
Well, poor Manic, the fact that he even played the game, I thought he should have went into concussion protocol and been taken out of the game after he took that elbow and shoulder to the face where he went down. And, I mean, he looked like a ref could have walked in and said 1, 2, and 8's 10. This fight's over.
Yeah. It didn't turn out well, but then again, Carolina had a magical run from that 8 seed. They could have easily been bounced out in the first round.
People forget before the last game against Duke at Cameron Indoor, when they beat Coach Krzyzewski for his last home game, there was talk that Carolina had to win that game and then win the tournament because they may not get in otherwise.
Right.
There was actual talk that they may not get into the tournament if they didn't beat Duke and then win the ACC championship. They got to the semifinals of the ACC championship, and they did beat Duke, so they got in. But there was talk, with days to go in the season, that this Carolina team wouldn't even be in the tournament.
And it's hard to be upset with this team because they handed Coach Krzyzewski an L on the last
from a Carolina,
that is there should be a trophy for that.
From a Carolina standpoint, the national championship, and I don't mean to diminish the national championship in any way, trust me, but as a Carolina fan and knowing Carolina fans and living in North Carolina the way I lived in North Carolina for a while and everything, and you know this too because you're familiar with North Carolina, the national championship trophy would have just been gravy. Because the fact that you beat Duke in the last game of the season and Coach Krzyzewski's last home game, and then you put Duke out of the tournament and retired Krzyzewski, the national championship trophy would have just been gravy. The Carolina fans are very satisfied.
Absolutely.
Hey, Galen, we got to take a break, and then I got an interview that's going to interrupt us. Can I call you back at 8:35?
Do it. I'll talk to you later.
All right, I'll call you back at 8:35. Galen, I'm from Life South. Brought to you by Penn Flooring, Just Shipped, and Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation. We'll be right back at this timeout on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom.